Hi, my name's Rebecca Edwards and today I'm going to go through a yoga warm-up routine with you. So it's important to warm up before you go through a slightly more intensive yoga practice so that your body is prepared physically, you've warmed up your joints and your muscles and you're less likely to injure yourself. But also you want to kind of get the mind to start engaging in the practice as well, so a warm-up helps to kind of introduce the mind to your practice. So you'll need a mat and possibly 2 blocks, which we'll come to later. Can you start off on your back and have your legs out straight, flex your feet, and then just lying back, lengthening the tailbone of the spine, tucking the chin a little to create length through the upper back as well. Bring your arms down by your sides and just slightly press down through the shoulders, just bringing about a bit of space across the chest. So breathing through the nose and try and keep the breath in and out through the nose through the whole of this warm-up series. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bring the right knee into the chest, interlocking the fingers around the leg, inhaling. Exhale, bring the leg closer so that the right thigh presses into the right side of the waist. Inhale, release a little. And exhale, squeeze. So it feels like the thigh is just massaging the side of the waist. Inhale, release a little. Exhale, squeeze. And we're going to do 3 more, but on the next 3 we're going to lift the head off the floor. So inhale, release. And exhale, bring the head off the ground so your nose comes to the inside of the knee. Inhale, head down. And exhale, lift. Inhale, head down. Once more, bringing the head and shoulders up off the ground, and then return your head back to the floor and take the left hand onto the knee, right arm out to the side. So we'll take a little side twist here. So bringing the knee over to the left and looking over to the right arm. So just try and keep that right arm pressed gently to the ground and ease the leg over to the left, opening out to the left hip, the left buttock and the left side of the waist. Nice gentle twist. Breathing here. If you feel that easing off a little, you can guide the knee a little further over. And then inhale back to centre. And exhale, straighten that leg out. Bring your arms back down by your side. Take a breath in again. And exhale, left leg comes up this time. Interlock the fingers. Inhale, hold it here. And exhale, this time pressing the left thigh into the left side of the waist. Inhale, release a little. And exhale, guide that leg in and bend the elbows out to the side so we're keeping the space across the chest. And the next 3, lifting the head and shoulders off the floor, bringing the nose towards the inside line of the knee. So don't worry how far up you get, just starting to warm up the neck and the shoulders a little more by creating this curl. 1 more. And then with the head back to the floor, bring the right hand onto the knee. We'll do that side twist again, looking over to the left arm this time, and bringing the knee over to the right. Just easing that left shoulder down and feeling that nice stretch down the side. Feel how any tightness around the back area of the left hip starts to open out, and if you feel it soften, then just intuitively guide that knee a little further, just what feels right for you. And then on an inhale, bring the leg back to centre, and then exhale, straighten that leg back down to the ground, arms down by your side. We're going to bring both legs in, so bending the knees, placing the feet onto the floor, and both knees into the chest. And let's cross the ankles over here and just start to do a little rock in and out with the knees, just so the bottom might start to lift a little. And then if you can hold on to the big toes, hold on to the big toes. If not, keep hold of the knees. And then start to rock on the spine back and forwards. And then we're going to come up to sitting. So if you can rock all the way up to sitting, then rock up. If rocking up to sitting isn't right for you and that's not possible, then roll to your side and put yourself up to sitting. So you'll end up sitting facing this way, so you stay there. I'm just going to turn around so I can see you. And once you're sat in a cross-leg position, if you feel your knees are really high or your back is a bit slumped, your pelvis is tilting back, then it's a sign that maybe you just need to lift yourself up a bit higher so that you can sit comfortably cross-legged. We don't want any tightness and tension in the groin area. So a block or a couple of blocks just underneath the bottom will help to give you this lift, and it really opens out your inner thighs. So if it's uncomfortable, take a block or a solid pillow to sit on. And then once you're sat in your cross-legged position, we're going to take some twists. So arms out to the side. With an inhale, bring your arms up above you. Reach away from the side of the waist. And then twist to the right, bringing your left hand onto the right thigh. Inhale, lift back to centre. To the left, exhale. Inhale, centre. And again, twisting to the right. Just using the hands just to help guide you gently into the twist. Inhale, centre. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to centre, and then just returning the arms back down to the ground. And we'll do the same thing, crossing the legs the other way. So in yoga, we try to create balance. So whenever you do something one way, try and do it the other way as well, so that we don't always sit cross-legged the same way. So swapping the cross of your legs, and the same thing again. Inhale as the arms lift. Exhale, twist to the left this time. Inhale, lift. To the right. So just getting this gentle rotation through the spine. Just starting to warm up and massage into the abdomen area as well. Inhale, centre. Last twist to the right. Bring the arms back up. And let's take the left hand down to the floor. Keep your right arm in the air. Reach up away from the right hip. And then just feel like you're using the hand on the ground to kind of transfer that press down into the right hip as you reach up through the right arm. And then just trying to reach from one joint to the next, all the way up to the fingertips. That should feel like it's releasing tension down the sides of the body. And come back to centre and over the other way. Again, use the hand on the floor just to apply a small amount of pressure. And that small amount of pressure transfers down to the left hip. As you reach up, feel that reach stretching from joint to joint, all the way up to the fingers. And then back to centre again. And we're going to come over onto your hands and knees. So if you're on blocks, put them aside. Come round onto your hands and knees. Try to stack the hands below your shoulders and the knees below the hips. And let's get a good spread of the hands here. So stretching out from the thumb all the way to the little finger, and try and really spread all the fingers in between those points. And press the palms of the hands firmly into the ground. As you press the hands firmly into the ground, I'd like you then to keep pressing and round the spine up to the ceiling in a cat arch. Bringing the nose and pubic bone close as you can, and then release that down, look forwards. So creating an inhale as we arch, and an exhale as you release. Inhaling, exhaling. And use the hands to press into the floor to get as high as you can between the shoulder blades again. And now come into a flat back, or what feels like a flat back for you. So when you come into your flat back, we're going to apply a little bit of core strength here so that we don't collapse through the spine. So if you just feel your ribs pressing in a little and the belly lifting slightly away from the ground, and then straighten your right leg out behind. Tuck the ball of that right foot under and press firmly back into that right leg. So lifting up through the belly a little higher so that your left knee floats off the floor, and try and straighten that left leg out without the hips shifting. Keep the gaze over the front of the mat and keep pressing your shoulders away from the ears, nice and free around the neck. Drop the knees to the ground and we'll lower through a 3/4 chaturanga position, elbows towards the hips, slowly coming down, hover and then lower to the ground. Point the feet away and come into a baby cobra, and just feel like you're spreading the chest forwards, gently drawing back through the elbows and the shoulders. Feel like you're trying to create more and more space across the chest, and then release that down. Sitting back to the heels, stretching the arms in front in an extended child's pose. Keep spreading the hands, pressing into the palms, and come up into a downward facing dog. Tucking your toes and pressing up through the hips. And with our first downward facing dog, let's just walk out through the feet, just lifting one heel and pressing one heel down, and then swap the other way. Swap again, and swap again. And we'll come back onto all fours. So once more, just dropping the knees down, stacking the shoulders over the wrists, and knees below the hips. Feel that little lift through the ribs and that little lift through the abdomen. Straighten your left leg out first this time, and press firmly into that left leg. So if you let that left leg go floppy, then we're not using the strength in the leg to support you. So really try and press away through the heel and straighten out the knee. From a lift in the abdomen, lift so that the right knee floats and straighten the right leg out. This is a plank position, just keeping the gaze forward slightly. And you can lower the knees against the floor, keeping your shoulders over the wrists as we lower to chaturanga. Keep pressing through the hands and lower all the way to the ground. Point your feet away, and again a little baby cobra, spreading the chest forwards, really opening into the heart centre here, and creating nice length all the way through the spine. So avoid any compression, and think more like lengthening. And then return back to the ground. Tuck the toes, and let's sit back to the heels just for a moment before we push up into a downward facing dog. And in the downward facing dog this time, we're going to lift both heels high. Try and lift your sit bones as high as you can away from your heels. So I happen to have the flexibility to be able to get my feet to the floor, but that doesn't mean that you will. So everyone works at their own level with downward facing dog. So aim your heels towards the ground and keep the sit bones lifted. So you might get to here. You might be able to press a little further. And if you feel the back start to round, just try taking a little bend in the knees and really try and press those hips back. Get the length through the arms and through the back, and then work down through the heels. Relax the face and gaze through your legs. And we're going to walk the feet forwards to the hands, just taking a few little steps towards the front of your mat. So let's just spread the feet here, try and broaden through the toes. Bend the knees thoroughly and let your tummy rest down on your thighs. And try and stretch the chest forwards. Think of that little action you did with the cobra earlier, trying to really open the chest. Press the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale here. And as you exhale, just fold over the legs, and you might be able to straighten them a little. Do that a couple of times, inhaling, looking forwards, lengthening the back. Exhale, straightening the legs and keeping your tummy as closely connected to the thighs as you can. Do that once more. Inhale, lift onto the fingertips, move the chest forwards. And exhale, fold. And then we're going to bring the hands onto the hips. You might still have your knees bent a little bit. Come back into that extended chest, looking forwards, and come up through a nice straight back. Just squeezing down through the bottom as you come up. And then release your arms down by your side. So to follow on from there, you might want to do a few Sun Salutations, and then leading you into maybe some standing postures and some floor postures. Whatever your yoga practice might be. So enjoy the rest of your yoga practice, and thank you for joining me. Namaste.